Hello friends, it's Strawberry Witch back with another D&D art journaling video. And the first thing you get to see is me struggle to open this journal like I've never opened it before. I think this is the first time you're seeing though that I did find some ribbon to close this thing with, because otherwise it ain't closing. I don't know why I pulled it off like that. I don't know. Anyways, so today's journaling spread is going to be a couples page, and it will be Ez and Ryuu, otherwise known as Cocoa Puffs. We give nicknames to all of our couples. So Sinja and Xavius were babies, and Ez and Ryuu are Cocoa Puffs because we said that they are both absolutely chaotic and crazy, and they are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So shortened, it's Cocoa Puffs. I don't know why I did not show you the pictures before I started painting. I said bucket reveal later. You're just gonna have to wait. I don't know. I would also like to note that after this video I'm completely out of white paint, which is so unfortunate. So I guess I won't be adding white to any of my paints anymore because there's no point in me getting more paint. I'm about to leave for the US. Did you see that squirt, like, something that I shall not name right now? That was crazy. I'm so glad it didn't squirt on me. But anyways, even though you don't know what Ryu looks like, and you may not know what Ez looks like, even though you did see him 5 seconds ago when I was flipping pages. Ez is a tiefling satyr, and Ryu is a half dragonborn. He's a half water dragonborn. Aqua dragonborn? I don't know the subspecies of dragonborn, to be honest. I guess blue. I'm not sure. But as the hair color currently is purple, and Ryu's color palette is more teal and black. So that's why I'm going in with purples and teals. So you know how I always say that I have no idea what I want to do for any of these spreads? The same applies here. However, I did know one particular element that I wanted to do. So in the baby spread, I crocheted actual bees and hot glued them into my journal, as you can see up there, chilling. I don't know what it is that I have to constantly one-up myself, but I decided to do something even crazier this time. Well, I don't know. You be the judge. You tell me if the crocheted bees were crazier or if this was crazier. Because I felt crazy doing it. It was starting to piss me off because it was something I'd never done before. And for some fucking reason, I decided to test it out first time live. So you get to see that. Although I did cut out a lot of trial and error. There's one point where I'm trying to do what I'm trying to do and I absolutely fuck it up. And it took like 20 minutes. I cut all of that out. I'm sparing you from it, but yeah, let me know what you think was more extra. I don't know why I keep having to one up myself, but it's a lot of fun because I feel like my spreads, like if you look at the beginning of my journal, the first ever spread I did was Yelhsa. If you look at the beginning of my journal to now, I feel like I have grown so much in terms of art journaling. So I'm gonna keep one-upping myself. I'm gonna keep doing it because it's making me a better journaler. So in terms of Ez and Ryuu as a couple, to give you a little bit of their history, they met in January of 4269, and the campaign is currently in the year of 4269. 4269 was the year of love because so many couples got together in 4269. And you'll see that as I continue forth with journaling. But they met in January at the Skyfeather Sanctuary, which is like a bird cafe where Ez works. Ryuu was there to look at the birds, and they started talking, and that's where they met. Ryuu embarrassingly had a crush on Ez like right away. Ez was the first to invite Ryuu out. They went drinking, they played games. I think that's kind of really where they first saw that their personalities clicked really well. They're both really competitive, they're both really goofy, they're both not easily embarrassed in terms of like doing stupid stuff or being silly. And Ryu got absolutely fucked up, so Ez had to take him home. And then the next time they went out, Ryu invited Ez to go to Cressida's tattoo parlor. Cressida is Ez's, not Ez's, excuse me. Cressida is Ryu's best friend, which they get their spread next. Ryu and Cressida. That's gonna be the next video. But Ez was taken to meet her and see her art because she owns a tattoo parlor. It's called the Siren Song. Cressida thought Ryu was pretty okay. Like she liked him, but he talks so fast and so strangely. Like his brain just works in ways that most normal people can't understand. Ryu can understand it, which is, why they're dating. But Cressida could not understand or follow that train of thought. And then the next time they hung out, Ez invited Ryu to test out some potions. Like, Ez just bought a bunch of random potions and they just drank them to see what happened. Like, there was a shrink potion, there was some really gross ones, dancing potions, hallucination potions, animal changing potions, reverse gravity, confetti, body swaps, you know, that kind of thing. And Ryu had a great time. And this particular instance is when Ez started developing feelings for Ryu because he had found someone that can match his freak, keep up with him, essentially, in his chaos. But that's what we always say. Me and Yelhsa, we're always like, oh, they match each other's freak, which is true. Oh, look, you get to take a sneak peek into, like, a quarter of the prints that I have. Here's Ez and Ryuu that I should have shown in the beginning. But yeah, that's not even half of the prints I have. That's not even scratching the surface of how many prints I have. And I'm about to get more in July, so woohoo! But yeah, so those two, we always say they match each other's freak, which Ryu is my character, as is Yelhsa's character. I always forget to mention that when I start these damn videos, but yes. And then in March, they hung out and had a great time together throughout the year. And in March, Ryu bought some illegal fireworks and wanted to test them out and asked Ez to go with him. And they tested them out, and there was an accident where one of the fireworks, like, misfired and lit the building they were standing next to on fire. So it went up in flames, and there was also, like, popping and fireworks going off. Ryu wasn't planning on confessing how he felt towards Ez in that moment, but he, in his strange little fucked up brain, was like, this is beautiful. This is a beautiful setting. I'ma do it now. So as the flames burned behind them, Ryu just grabbed Ez's hands, kind of pulled him in close and said, I'm in love with you. And Ez was just smirked and was like, wow, what a coincidence. I'm in love with you too. And they just made out as this building went up in flames with fireworks bursting around behind them. So that kind of gives you the idea of, like, how these two are. They love to prank people. They love stealing things. They have busted the resident turkey out of the bird cafe and just let him loose in the streets and played a game of let's see who can catch him first. The turkey's name is Screechy, by the by, because he just loves screaming. They've stolen, like, wagons and gone wagon racing. They prank each other all the time. And just craziness. Just any wild thing you can think of, they've done it. And that's why they work so well together. Like, honestly, there's more to them than just chaos. They are each other's biggest supporters, though. Like, when they interact, you can tell they're in love. You can tell these two love each other, and they are genuinely just on the same wavelength. It's very, very sweet, I think. And Ez especially, because Ryu is really, really smart, but he's got a lot of imposter syndrome. It's been a very big support for Ryu and being like, you're smart, you should go back to school. You want to go back to school, you'll be great at it. You'll be able to do great things, you should just believe in yourself. Like, I know you'll be great, just really being that support for Ryu, and actually did convince him to go back to school. So in August, oh my gosh, that's next month in game. Ryu's gonna go back to school. He doesn't know what he's gonna study. He doesn't know what he's gonna try to major in, but he's gonna go back to school. Now I'm gonna take a moment to pause and explain what I'm doing here. Actually, no, I'm not. I'll show you when it happens. You're just gonna have to wait and see. You just got to wait and see. Sorry, I was so focused. My head made a small guest appearance. Anyways, yeah, Ryu has convinced, or Ez has convinced Ryu to go back to school. So Ryu is so nervous. He just feels like he's not good enough. He feels like he's not smart enough and that he's gonna fail everything. You know, typical imposter syndrome things. And Ez has been a really big support system for him for that. So it's obvious they genuinely love each other. And Ryu also has eating problems. He doesn't really eat much at all. He doesn't like eating, which is ironic because both of Ez's partners do not like eating. Kier is another one you'll see later on. It also has a lot of struggles with eating. And it's very funny because Ryu just forgets to eat and doesn't really, he has like a texture sensitivity, so there's a lot of foods he does not like. Kier grew up neglected, so he just, didn't develop good food habits. So he doesn't like eating. And it's funny because, it's not funny, but it's ironic because Ez loves cooking. Ez wants to open a restaurant. It's very funny. So, Ez does his best to make sure Ryu eats and has to do a lot of bribing. Like, oh, I'll take you out on a nice date, or we can do XYZ if you'll eat for me. Ryu will try things. So, like, if Ez makes something new, like cooks something new, he'll try it. He'll try, like, anything new once. But he does have a lot of texture sensitivity. And he also grew up with very absent parents. Not necessarily, well, I guess neglectful in a way, but his parents loved him. They were just always gone, and he grew up alone a majority of the time. So he didn't really know how to cook for himself. So he just didn't eat. He just genuinely didn't eat. So that's kind of where his eating issues began. So Ez tries to take care of Ryu and make sure he's eating, which I'm sure is an uphill battle a majority of the time. And Ryu, there was an attack. I don't know if I've mentioned before in one of these videos, but recently there was an attack on the capital of demons, and a lot of people, like a lot of these NPCs, lost their homes. Now, if you watched the last video, I said Sinja moved in with Xavius. I actually don't remember. Was Furaha and Sinja's place destroyed? Sinja was basically living with Xavius before that attack even happened. But Ez and Annika lost their place, so Ez moved in with Ryu, who had a townhouse. But yeah, a lot of people did lose their homes, so a lot of shifting happened. Roommates that were not roommates, are now roommates with someone else and that kind of thing. But yeah, Ez and Ryu now live together, and Ez has unfortunately been getting attacked a lot recently, and attacked in the form of getting poisoned. So Ryu has done his best to take care of Ez through this time. I think Ryu also got poisoned because he was too close to Ez. So that was unfortunate. They were just both sick together. And he's just, been taking care of them. They like, you can tell they're genuinely in love. And it's really sweet. They're crazy. But it's their own kind of crazy love. Okay, so here's what I did. Because I just told you the story about the fireworks. I wanted this page to have fireworks that genuinely slid up. You know what I mean? Like, as if they were bursting into the sky, like real fireworks. And this bout sent me over the edge. It about made me crazy. But I did it. Look at it. I'm so proud of it. It looks so cool. I saw a creator on YouTube do this. It was not my idea. My brain, unfortunately, does not work in an engineering kind of way. I wish it did. But the person that I watched do this on YouTube was... Is it this one? Yes. My Abiding Journal here on YouTube. The name of the video is 15 Interactive Journal Ideas plus so many examples. If you want new ways to try and liven up your journal, they had a lot of really, really cool ways. And they did the same thing, except they did a canoe going upstream, which was really cool. So I was like, I can just apply this same idea to fireworks. So that's what I did. And she's the one that gave the tutorial for that. Very dope. Thanks very much for the idea. And now I'm just kind of throwing things together. I really enjoy taking the pictures, like, you know how they have, you've seen them, they have frames or backgrounds, and not throwing them away, but like cutting the characters out and then using the leftover frame or background, reusing it in the picture. I love doing that because, first of all, the colors tie into the picture, and second of all, I'm not wasting it, you know? Waste not, want not. I think that's also my junk journaling mindset coming in of like, use everything. So, but it looks so nice. And if you could tell now from the beginning picture, that is what was happening, was the fire and the fireworks going on in the background. So Yelhsa did a great job. Oh, as always, Yelhsa did the art for these two. She did a bunch of couple art for my birthday, which was so sweet. Yelhsa is such a fucking sweetheart. And so the Sinja and Xavius picture and this one of Cocoa Puffs, they were done for my birthday. There's some other couple art that you'll see later. I think there's 4 other ones that I'm not going to spoil for you. Well, Kaze and Jin is one, but I've already told y'all that they're dating. So that is one of them. But there's some other ones that I'm not going to spoil for you yet. You'll have to wait and see. But yeah, she made the art for them, and it's absolutely awesome. And I was just kind of throwing things together, which like when I got to this point, I didn't know what I wanted to do. All I knew is I wanted to do the fireworks. That's why I keep touching it, because I'm like, wow, it works. That's crazy. And the quote I use for these two is from Pinterest, and one of in Ryuu's Pinterest board that says, "We are on the same frequency." Fits them very well. I do think though, if I'm doing like character pages, like a solo character page or a couple page, I think I want to try and use like actual quotes from the couple. Because I did that for Jin's page, or I'm sorry, the Genesis page. I did a quote actually from Genesis. So I want to do that in the future. I know I can definitely do that for Kaze and Jin because they've been together for a long time now. So I could definitely do that for them. I wish I had done it for Sylvia and Kaze, but I went for more minimalist style for Sylvia and Kaze. I didn't put quotes on their pages. Still turned out well. But yeah, I kind of want to do that. It's just, Ez and Ryuu, there was nothing... Well, that's not true. There were romantic things I could have looked up, but I just really like this quote. I think it explained these two really well. But if I do like another page of them in the future, if I end up having art for them or something, I will probably use an actual quote. I don't know who the next couple page is going to be. I mean, Sonara and Nami are after Cressida and Ryuu, which is the next one, and so this will be the next one. But they don't have couple art. They're just together. But I'm putting them on the same page, so it's kind of a couple page. But I won't be doing any quotes or anything. It'll just have their names, because it's also their introductory pages, you know. And I put glitter on the fireworks. Oh, I think it looks so cool. I had this genius idea. I was like, how can I make these pop even more? Because I used watercolor. And then I put glitter. And then I put these stars. I put these glitter stars. I thought it looked so good. And then, of course, I threw glitter everywhere because these two are very... They give glitter vibes, you know? But I don't know who the next couple page is going to be. Maybe Kaze and Jin? Question mark? Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. That's going to be their first couple page. I'm very excited for that. I'm going to put way too much pressure on myself for that one, too. Aha! Let's not think about that right now. I got a little overwhelmed just thinking about it. Oh, I also put this quote that I had printed out a while ago from Pinterest, I think, that says, "Let's cause a little trouble." That also works really well for Ryuu and Ez. And look at the way they look at each other in that picture. Like, you can't, like, that's love, brother. They are in love. They look so cute together. They're one of my favorites. Just because I just love, like, How chill they are. A lot of these couples, you know, they go through tough times and it gets dramatic and stuff. These two, they go through tough times, they're like, whatever. Ez especially, like, he gets poisoned multiple times and he's like, ah, who cares? Who cares? And him and Ryuu are just so chill. It's such a nice and refreshing thing. But here's how the page turned out. Oh my gosh, what do we think about my fireworks? I love them so much. It slides like actual fireworks. It's not 100% as smooth as I'd like for it to be. Even though I did use watercolor paper, it still bends a little bit. But who cares? Who gives a fuck? It looks great. I love this so much. This, once again, I did it again. It ended up coming out really well, even though I didn't really have much of an idea of what I wanted to do. Ez and Ryuu, little babs. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a great time filming it. Let me know what you think about the contraption. I'm very proud of it, and I will see you in the next video.